Hi everyone, my name's Kay Kaltoff and welcome to a Stamping to Share video. Today I'm going to share with you a couple of cards that I've made with the new Photopolymer stamp set called Endless Wishes. I was really excited about it when I got it because I get to stamp different sentiments and put them in different colors. I love that idea. Here's a sentiment. I mean, normally you'd have to take a marker. If it was together, you'd have to take a marker and marker each individual word to get the different colors. But with the stamp set being clear, you can see right through and you'll know exactly where to put it. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing, and I think the card we're going to create today is this one. The first thing that we're going to need is a base card, which I have selected crumb cake paper. This is cut at 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4 1/4. Just your basic standard size card. And then the next panel that we are going to use is another piece of crumb cake, and this is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And what I've done with this one is I've already used the Stylish Stripes embossing folder with the Big Shot machine to put some lovely texture on this card. And then I also tied some let's see, I think it's called Cherry Cobbler Baker's Twine. I tied some around because I fiddle so long with my bows. I thought, oh, I'm just going to waste too much time on the video, so decided to go ahead and do that in advance. Look how cute that turned out. And then I also sponged the edges a little bit with our white craft ink. And so this is pretty much ready to go on the card, but before we do that, we have to add a doily and do a little stamping. So this is one of our tea lace doilies, and I'm just going to take some multi-purpose liquid glue and I'm just going to put it on the back here because this is going to go right about, I think, let's see, I think we'll put it right about here. There we go. And we're going to cut this excess off in a little bit, so we don't really have to be concerned about that right now. And then the other thing that we're going to need is we are going to need a piece of scrap cardstock here in crumb cake, and I'm going to take a 2.5-inch circle punch and we're going to punch this out because this is what we're going to stamp our snowflakes on. And so now you get to see the photopolymer stamp. It's kind of hard to see. They're pretty much clear, see-through. This is the stamp set. Let's see if I can show you a little bit what this looks like. You can see there's quite a few sentiments with it, and then 3 snowflakes. So we're going to use all 3 snowflakes today. And I'm just going to ink this up in some craft ink, and we are going to stamp away. There's the first, and then this one will be the second. See how nice that is? You can just see exactly where you're going. This will be our third, and then our fourth. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to sponge that. Now this is a little wet. I would prefer to wait for that to dry before I start touching it. So I have set aside one that I've stamped previously that is nice and dry. And what I'm doing is I've got one of our Stampin' sponges, and I'm just tapping it into the ink pad. And this is a sponge that's been cut into 6, I believe. So now I'm just going to pick it up and sponge all the way around these edges. And this is how I like to do it. I actually like to pick the cardstock up and then hold it and sponge off to the edge. I think it gives you a softer, just a really soft edge all the way around. There we go, that's all there is to that. And we are ready to put this onto our card. Now this is going to go on with dimensionals, and let me see, I think about 3 of them will be right. We can just go ahead and put those right on the base of our doily here. Well, as long as I got 4, might as well go with 4. Then we're going to take the little liners off. One more set of liners here. Then I think we'll just set this right here. Now you'll notice there's a little bit of overlap, so I'm going to trim that even. So I'm just going to turn the panel upside down, and I have my paper snips, and I'm just going to go along the back here and trim this whole thing even with my cardstock. Just like so. There we go. And now I think to pretty this up, it'll be nice to put some diamonds on here. So I have some of our basic rhinestones, and I'm just going to use my paper piercing tool, and I'm going to put the very biggest rhinestone into the biggest snowflake, and then the medium-sized rhinestone into the medium-sized snowflake, and then I'm going to take two of the smaller rhinestones and accentuate the little small snowflakes that we have. All right, then I think we'll go ahead and put this on our card base. And before we do that, let's go ahead and stamp the inside of our card. We will use we'll use the words now. How about on the inside we put Christmas wishes, because on the outside we're going to have merry and bright. So I've got Christmas. I'm just going to stamp that right here. And then wishes in Island Indigo. The Christmas was stamped in, let's see, Raspberry Ripple, and the Island Indigo, of course, in Island Indigo. Then we have our snowflakes. I'm just going to scatter those around again. I love how pretty the white looks on the crumb cake. Just another couple of them in here. There we go. So the inside of our card is done, and now we just need to work on the outside. So we're going to go ahead and put, I think we're going to mount this panel as well with dimensionals, and 5 will do the trick. So we're just going to take off the little backings, and we are ready to go. I'm just going to center this into our panel exactly like this. All right, and now the very last thing we need to complete this card is merry and bright right down here, and then I think we're going to scatter a couple of rhinestones yet. And so we have our merry and bright, and we have a piece of scrap paper. So we're going to ink the merry up in Raspberry Ripple. Here it is. Beautiful. And then we're going to ink the and bright up in Island Indigo. See how I can see exactly where I'm stamping this? Just love this. All right, and then all we have to do now is use our large oval punch. We're going to punch this out. So going in from the back, just go like that. And again, we'll put this on with dimensionals. And this time, I want it to catch on either side of the twine, so I'm going to use the dimensional edges so I can have some skinny pieces. One skinny piece for the top, and one skinny piece for the bottom, and the twine shall go in between. There we go. And here we go, right onto the top of our card right there. How nice is that? You know what? I think I want to edge that with a little, see, I hadn't pushed it down too hard, so I still have a little time. I think I want to edge this with a little bit of sponging. I think that will highlight it nicely. Uh-oh. Did you see what I did? Does this ever happen to you? You have your card almost complete, and then you end up with a little ink stain. I suppose I had some on my finger somewhere, but we'll figure out something to do with that. For right now, though, I think we're going to go ahead and add some pearls. I know, how about some pearls right over the top of that ink smear? We'll take a nice big one. That will hide it up good. How about right there, right in the middle? Then we'll add another couple of pearls. Just scatter them around. You know, maybe that's what people are doing when I see these pearls just kind of scattered around on their projects. I bet they're trying to hide ink spills. or little smears. There we go. So now we have a really pretty card and no one knows we've spilled anything. Looks beautiful. Hope you have a great day. Hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, and thanks for stopping by Stamping to Share. So long. Bye-bye.